Okay, all right. It's 9 a.m., so I'm calling the meeting of the ETSB to order. A physical quorum of the members is not present. However, pursuant to Section 70 of the Open Meetings Act, members are permitted to attend remotely. Either one member of the committee, the chief administrative officer, or our chief legal counsel are physically present at the regular meeting location. In-person attendance and public comments are allowed, subject to attendance limitations required to ensure the health and safety of those who attend. So, clerk, please call the roll.
Andalcio.
Here.
Beckhoff. Franz. Kramer.
Here.
Moranowitz.
Here.
Renahan. Shar.
Here.
Horsey.
Here.
Swanson.
Here.
Tegmeyer.
Here.
Teams.
Here.
And Tillman.
Here.
And then
And Friends.
Oh, Eckhoff.
There we go.
Franz.
here.
Okay, all right. Do we have any public comment?
None.
All right. With regards to my remarks, I do want to recognize, as I started a few months ago, the congratulations on jobs well done. So I'm going to read a few here. Congratulations to telecommunicator Aaron Schmidt of ACDC for working with a victim of a sexual assault with the offender still present. Telecommunicator Schmidt was able to determine the situation while working with the victim who was pretending to talk to her brother. The 911 call became part of the investigation, and the supervising sergeant indicated that this was outstanding work handling this 911 call and getting the victim emergency assistance. So congratulations to Aaron Schmidt. Anniversaries, congratulations to Operations Manager Mary Lou Hernandez of ACDC celebrating 23 years. Congratulations to telecommunicator Steve Rowland of ACDC celebrating 8 years. In progress performance, the ACDC performance standard for in progress emergency police calls involving a weapon is 60 seconds from when the time the TC answers the phone until it is dispatched to officers. 60 seconds is also the performance standard for processing structure fire calls. Each month, these calls are reviewed for accuracy, adherence to policy, and processing time. So in June, ACDC TCs processed 24 in-progress weapons calls accurately per policy and meeting the processing standard. Telecommunicator Robert Nudd processed 3 of these calls. The fastest time was 16 seconds, processed by telecommunicator Samantha Teams. In June, ACDC processed 6 structure fires within the standard. ACDC and DUCOM processed 3 together, meeting the standard. The fastest time was 36 seconds, processed by telecommunicator Kyle Figueroa and telecommunicator Abby Medina. So congratulations. Also, I just wanted to mention that we had our very first finance meeting on July 1st. It went really well, and we'll talk about that later when the agenda calls for it. So, all right, any member remarks? Anybody like to make a comment? Seeing none. I need a motion and a second to combine the consent agenda items A, B, C, and D.
Make motion.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Moranowitz.
Yes.
Shar. Shar.
You're muted, Chief.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
Schwarzy.
Yes.
Swanson.
Yeah.
Tegmeyer.
Yes.
Teams.
Yes.
Tillman.
Yes.
Andalcio.
Yes.
Oh.
Beckhoff, aye.
Franz.
Yes.
And Kramer.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. I'll need a motion and a second to accept item 6A, the monthly staff report. Item B, revenue report, 911 surcharge funds. C, minutes approval from the PAC, the June 7th meeting and the June 21st meeting, and approval of the minutes of the ETS Board Meeting from June 9th and our special call meeting on June 15th.
Make motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Baranowitz.
Yes.
Brennahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Hagmeyer,
Aye.
Teams.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Aye.
Peckoff,
Aye.
Franz,
Yes.
and Kramer.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passed. Regarding item number 7, payment of claim, I need a motion to accept item 2021-47, payment of claims for July 14th, 2021 for fiscal year 21, total for $4,058.20, equalization in the amount of $274,281.51. The total for the interdepartment transfers for $4,058.20 of $2,500.
So moved. Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Yes.
Peckoff,
Aye.
Franz.
Yeah.
Kramer,
Aye.
Baranowitz.
Yes.
Brennahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Hagmeyer,
Aye.
and Teams.
Aye.
And motion passes. Thank you. Need a motion under purchase resolutions to accept item ETS R 4521, awarding resolution to Insight Public Sector, PO 921026 for a 3-year subscription from August 14, 2021 through August 13, 2024 for 1,000 users for net motion complete software per lowest responsible bid, in the amount of $104,670.
So moved, Hagmeyer.
Second, please.
A motion and a second. Questions, comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Hagmeyer,
Aye.
Teams.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Yes.
Peckoff,
Aye.
Franz.
Yeah.
Kramer,
Aye.
Baranowitz.
Yes.
Brennahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy,
Aye.
and Swanson.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passed. I need a motion to accept ETS R 4621, awarding resolution to Lilly Consulting for training courses for ACDC and DUCOM Public Safety Answering Points in the amount of $61,500.
Andalcio moves.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Teams.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Yes.
Peckoff,
Aye.
Franz.
Yeah.
Kramer,
Aye.
Baranowitz.
Yes.
Brennahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Hagmeyer.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passed. I need a motion and a second to accept item ETSR 4721, awarding resolution to Motorola Solutions to remove 5 MCC 7500 radio console positions from the sheriff's office and relocate them to the public safety answering points and ETSB in the amount not to exceed $7,290.
So moved, Hagmeyer.
Second, please.
A motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Hagmeyer,
Aye.
Teams.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Aye. Aye.
Franz.
Yes.
Kramer,
Aye.
Baranowitz.
Yes.
Brennahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy,
Aye.
and Swanson.
Aye.
Great, motion passes. I need a motion and a second to approve ETS R 4821, awarding resolution to Deccan International for the 3rd of 5 optional annual renewals of live mom maintenance in the amount of $39,138.
So moved, Teams.
Second. Brandon.
Any questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Teams.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Yes.
Peckoff,
Aye.
Franz.
Yes.
Kramer,
Aye.
Baranowitz. Yes. Brennahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Hagmeyer.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passed. I need a motion and a second to approve ETS R 4921, awarding resolution to Dell Marketing LP for the monitors and soundbars to be used for testing of replacement equipment in the public safety answering points and the amount of $5,078.48.
So moved, Teams.
Have a A motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions or
We
comments?
should have a recusal here from David Andalcio.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I will recuse myself from item number 5. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Teams,
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Recused.
Peckoff,
Aye.
I didn't hear my name, but I think it was my turn, so yeah.
Kramer,
Aye.
Baranowitz.
Yes.
Renahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy.
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Tegmeyer.
Thank you. Motion passed. Under action items, I need a motion, a second, to approve item 2021-43 StarCom 21 radio amended airtime request for Glen Ellen Volunteer Fire District.
Make the motion. Second.
Motion, a second. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Baranowitz.
Yes.
Renahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy,
Aye.
Swanson. Swanson,
Keep moving.
Tegmeyer.
Aye.
Teams,
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Andalcio,
Aye.
Peckoff,
Aye.
Franz,
Yes.
and Kramer.
A motion passed. Need a motion and a second to approve item 2021-48, 2 attendees from DuPage ETSB PSAP DUCOM to attend 2021 APCO conference in San Antonio, Texas, August 15th through the 19th for the estimated cost of $2,800 per attendee, the amount not to exceed $5,600.
So moved, Teams.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Teams,
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye.
Andalcio,
Aye. Aye.
Franz,
Yes.
Kramer.
Aye.
Baranowitz. Renahan, Shar,
Yes.
Shorzy.
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
and Tegmeyer.
All right, motion passed. Under change orders, I need a motion and a second to approve item 2021-49, this contract renewal computer aided dispatch CAD hardware refresh.
So moved, Teams.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
I have multiple
Okay.
comments.
Executive Director Zerwin's going to comment on
Hold
this.
on. Hold on. So this is your option to renew for the next segment. Dave Jordan's also on the line in case you have questions on the RMS side. But in summary, the chiefs have are happier with RMS and so would like to move forward. This was brought to the RMS committee and they're amenable to moving forward, but we have some contract changes that we had hoped to be ready for this meeting, but are not. So what we're looking for today is direction to move forward with that contract and approval, right, to remember, there's several things that hinge on this. There's some hardware and some licensing that's going out of support that we want to fix now, even though the renewal or the contract extension is a few months down the line. So John's willing, they say what they consider at risk, meaning they'll do it now, even though it's covered in the next portion of the contract. So we want to continue to, we will bring this forward with any changes and the changes simply from the contract amendment are the additions that the RMS group has added to the contract. So there's going to be some slight changes in maintenance because they've added the analytics and they're looking for some other things. So we have to make those adjustments. And we also want to memorialize which version we're going on. There was a hardware refresh and there was an update to the next system to be on call for CAD and the directors who weigh in, reviewed this with their staff and decided that they wanted to stay with the next update of 9.4 CAD at this time. So we want to build some language in that protects that ability to move to a next heavy lift upgrade versus an update, which is kind of something that we've been paying for a couple of years. a couple of years. So those are the language. So today, we'd like, board approval to move forward in that process for that reason.
So a yes vote on this item would be suffice then.
State attorney's nodding. So- so
Any questions or
just so you're
comments?
clear on what you're voting on.
Just a question. Linda, you would invite, I think you said that the chiefs are happier now with the RMS system. Is that?
Yes, and actually, Dave Jordan, are you on?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Would you like to speak to that? I mean, he's had that contact with them, so.
Sure. And Chief Shar is on here as well, and he's part of our command focus group. Hexagon's done a really good job in the last year of being very responsive to the chiefs and answering our issues and addressing our problems quickly. We've been able to establish a line of communications between the chiefs and Hexagon's kind of their senior management, which has been hugely successful. Hexagon gave a demo on the RMS side. The biggest thing we're looking at is we're going to be moving away from FBR, which is our primary source of issues. Hexagon's replacing that with MFR. It's just another acronym, but Hexagon did a demo for the chiefs. They liked what they saw. They're happy with Hexagon's response. And when I asked them in my last meeting with them if they were, what their opinion about moving forward, they said yes, to go ahead and move forward with the contract renewal and upgrading the software.
Thanks, Dave. So is that, we fund this and then we're reimbursed by those law enforcement agencies for their share of the RMS, correct?
Correct. I am working with, so we, in your budget, in the ETSB budget, the full amount of the maintenance, which is roughly 1.2 plus or minus million. We budget that whole amount. I went over that with the county CFO also. And since you're doing this in arrears, if we take that portion out, I think at this point, we'd have to discuss it with the RMS group, mostly because we're billing in arrears, which would mean we'd have to bill in arrears for what they just paid and then bill again, probably within their same fiscal year to get to that point, which I think would cause financial, I'm feeling you, financial difficulties. So the recommendation is to leave it as is. That'll go back to the finance budgeting group because I just met with them yesterday or Monday. And so that's where that's at. So it is in arrears and then it's a transfer. The other question too is at this point, they don't necessarily appropriate that money because they're billing in arrears. So it's an internal transfer for us.
I just want to make sure that we do have assurances from users as we, contemplate this expenditure that we are going to be reimbursed based on their satisfaction about the system, or not reimburse us because they're not satisfied with the system, and then leave this fund without being reimbursed. So that was my only concern.
It is in their budget also. They have not, the RMS group has not approved their budget, but they've had a first look at it with, they had a couple of questions for staff, and then they're looking to approve that in September. So it is part of their budgetary number.
Any other questions, comments?
I've got a couple questions if I could.
Yes, go ahead.
Great, thank you. Dave, just kudos to you. It's been a long road here and you've done a really nice job. The reports continue to kind of address a lot of the questions and issues, and really appreciate your leadership through the last few years. We've got a new RSA starting. Hopefully that's going to be someone who provides some consistency as well. My questions are what's the acronym? MDR that's replacing the FDR. I know Joe Moranovitz had a lot of concerns about that through the years. I don't think he's here today, but maybe I'll ask Chief Scar just to opine. Is this a better solution? And are the chiefs in general comfortable going in this direction?
Yes, from the demonstration, it's a much better solution than the current situation we have with FBR. And we're very confident that the new working relationship with Hexagon is going to ensure a smooth transition.
Good. Appreciate that. Thanks to everyone.
Anybody else? Yes.
So
I just want to be clear. So we're just giving direction to go with the contract renewal, like, and then we're going to see the contract renewal
Yes.
again, right? So
100%.
we're just making sure you're investing the time in the right direction, right?
Well, right, if you didn't want to
Do
renew,
this, then.
then we'd be scrambling to do something else really quickly, but, or we'd be working on a time and material type of arrangement, but yeah, so I need direction, and then with that vote, Hexagon is comfortable with moving forward on the things we need to get accomplished while we work out the details of the contract.
Got it. Anybody else? Clerk, please call the roll.
Teams.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye.
Andalcio.
Aye.
Chekhov.
Aye.
Franz.
Yes.
Freeman.
Aye.
Moranowitz.
Yes.
Renahan. Shar.
Yes.
Shorzy.
Aye.
Swanson.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It caught me right in the mid drink.
And Tegmeyer.
Kind of drink?
Thank you very much. Motion passed. So on to our budget. Like I said at the beginning of the meeting, we did have our first budget meeting July 1st, and I will turn this over to our executive director.
Gwen, did you want to say anything before? So even though there's an ad hoc committee, all of you have received the material so that you can kind of follow along with what's going on in case individually you have any questions. And to that note, those of you that are not ad hoc, if you have questions about the budget and you want to meet separately, we're more than happy to do that. So the first meeting, we basically ran through all of those tabs and talked about various aspects of this. One of the suggestions, Member Franz was looking at, when we look at the revenue and the capital replacement, we earmark funds in capital replacement for the RMS portion of replacement. So I sat down with, and Gwen had talked about making that an accrual basis. So we sat down with Jeff Markovich, the county CFO, on how we want to show that. But the reality is, even if we take that number out, and we'll show this at the next finance meeting, it is, it doesn't impact the 6.5 million. I've spoken. It doesn't impact the 6.5 million allocation because each of those years, the amount that should be reserved is higher than 6.5. But we'll look at the chart and review that. And then on the maintenance side, as I alluded to in the Hexagon discussion, the recommendation is to just leave that number whole at this point. And if we want to get to a point where we change that, we'll have to have some discussions with the RMS group to make sure that they're fully funded. So that was a good portion of the work with the CFO, is looking at where the RMS group is in their funding and how ready they are to take over those payments if we don't do this in arrears, and be ready for the discussion with them in their budget. And so there's a few questions that the finance group was given and asked to consider for the next meeting. The next meeting would have been this week. There's some scheduling conflicts, so it will move to the following week. But I think basically we're on track, and the staffing still needs to be discussed. So, but from an operations standpoint, I think, there were really no questions on the operating portion of the budget at the moment.
Questions or comments or additions? All right, thank you very much. The 911 system design.
I do not have anything additional other than what is in the monthly report, unless there's questions.
Okay, thank you. Happy to have Chief Hayden with us to talk about our radio replacement. Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. The PAC has been meeting every 2 weeks now to try and come up with a product and deliver it to the ETSB in a timely manner. Hopefully, well, in fact, I am pretty positive that we're going to deliver that product to you, the report, by August. So moving forward, part of that report, it's going to include the recommendations for the number of radios that we're going to replace, the features that are going to be included in all the radios. Right now, Linda's team has obtained a number of different portables for both the police and fire side to look at. We've been circulating those radios. They're very nice, by the way. But also on the fire side, we were moving ahead initially because of the battery issue. battery issue has been resolved, temporarily resolved. It's not a permanent fix, but it is going to work. And then the next issue that came up on the fire side was that they want the radios to be NFPA certified. The labs are being identified that have technology to certify those radios. We all happen to, agree with that. So I'm not sure when fire will be purchasing the radios for their side of the start code system, but I guarantee you it will be a very good product. And then, like I said, the battery's been temporary battery's been identified, replaced that. They're being circulated around. And then lastly, we're looking at mobile radios. We believe there's agencies out there that have supplied mobile radios for probably many more vehicles than it's absolutely necessary, especially on the police side. So we're taking a second look at that, because if we do supply mobile radios to every car, it's going to be very expensive. And the initial thought here is we don't believe we need it. Maybe a command post, something like that, but we don't need it for every single squad car that's out there. So we have to come up with better numbers on that. Like I said, we're going to continue meeting every 2 weeks and have that report to you sometime in August.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very nice report. Thank you. Any questions for the chief? Thank you. Thank you. Very exciting. Very exciting. Do we have any old business? Any new business? I don't believe we have executive session today, so I guess I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
With regards to discussion, our next meeting is August 11th. Please anticipate that we may have to be in person at that point. So we'll hope to see you on August 11th. Clerk, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Candosia.
Aye.
Beckoff.
Aye.
Prince.
Yes.
Kramer.
Aye.
Brennahan. Shar.
Yes.
Scorsese.
Aye.
Swanson.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
And Teams.
So thank you guys.
I still want to say maybe one time.
I don't want to go back.